Hey, Bobo. Bobo, you're on the air. How are you doing, pal?
Oh, hiya, buddies.
Hey.
Things are kind of rough for me, and what you're talking about kind of sparked some thought. My wife yesterday told me I have 60 days to get out of my house to start a separation in preparation to get divorced. And after the initial, just kind of crazy, wild feelings and just, yelling and screaming, trying to make some kind of point. I mean, I have a daughter. I'm concerned for her.
How long you guys been married?
17 years.
Wow.
And, she just, didn't want to hear any of it. And later in the day, I'm sitting thinking, and I was like, if I had a gun, I probably would shoot myself. Maybe I'd shoot her. And I understood that basic element of when you're pinned, somebody just takes all your dignity away. I mean, she wouldn't listen to a thing I said.
Did she hand you papers?
No, not yet. I mean, she saw a divorce lawyer. She changed. I don't even know how this can happen. She changed our bank accounts so that, my name got taken off of everything. And I didn't give any permission for any of this. So I had this, impotent rage. Plus, I know how divorces go when you're a man, even though I'm the one who, raised the kid. I was like a stay-home dad. I work as an entertainer. I work as an artist, but it's part-time. And it allowed me to take care of our kid. I did all the stuff that guys would call me a pussy for doing. I cleaned the house. I did the laundry, and it ended up being a better situation as far as it was less expensive. The child had more attention.
And you let her handle all the money and stuff?
Well, I did the banking and stuff. And then she's like, I want to do the banking. I'm like,
when did that happen? When did she take over the banking?
I guess about 4 months ago. So I guess she had this plan, and she just, I was kind of happy to give it up. It's sort of a nuisance. But I guess what she did was she took it over, and that's when she, pulled my name off of everything.
I don't think she could pull your name off of it, but I wonder if she could just close it and then open a new account that you're not part of.
Well, a couple of these accounts are Merrill Lynch investment accounts, and my name isn't there anymore.
Yeah, that's, to me, impossible.
They're the same.
You guys are partners.
Yeah, well, and the killer is, I dealt with this Merrill Lynch woman all the time. We talked on the phone. My wife, gets with her, and they actually, conspire to do this thing. So now I'm in this position where she's saying, you have to get out of the house in 60 days. If you don't, I will, which I assume means she's going to take my daughter. I don't want my daughter disrupted. I've got to talk to a lawyer. The frustration, the emasculation, the sense of impotent rage, it's beyond comprehension to me. And I was like, man, if I had a gun, I'd just splatter my brains across the sky, shoot that shit to the sky, like Dave says.
Way to go, Dave.
Fuck it. And I don't know if I would shoot somebody else. I'm glad I don't have a gun. Yeah. I'm really glad I don't have a gun.
Well, you sure you don't want to do that? Well, I know it sounds terrible, but, it really is the time that you got to back off and see it somewhat as a business. The equity in the house, any money in the savings, that is half yours.
Yeah,
and she doesn't have a right to run you off like this.
Yeah, she just sat and looked at me. I'm like, you can't just take away from me.
Right.
That's not... And I don't know if I should bring this up, but I was talking to a friend of mine. My wife takes a lot of psychiatric medication.
Yeah.
And this friend said that her personal experience with psychiatric medication was one of the effects that she noticed was she had actually no empathy for other human beings anymore. She didn't have much feeling at all, no kind of emotional highs or lows, just like a numb steadiness. But
Right.
she noticed she hadn't, like, she was involved with a lot of people and had, like, no empathy for other people. And my wife looked at me the way a fish on ice in the market looks at you. And I'm like, what about our daughter? What about 17 years of sacrifice and all this? And she just couldn't care.
All right, if anybody, has been through this and what moves Bobo needs to make here, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. Bobo, if it was up to you, you'd want to save the marriage?
Well, it's been trouble, and I have to own up. When I relapsed a couple years ago, because I was a guy who was in 12-step fellowships, had a bad history with drugs and alcohol, went through this relapse because of what started out as prescription pain medication for my back, and ended up buying pills on the street, wild drunk, craziness. Never anything towards my family, but my wife found out, and it's like to her, I've just been like on a steady decline since then. Like I cannot win back any kind of favor. And after 2 years,
hold on for 1 second, okay?
Yeah.
Bobo, I want to come right back to you, but I got Eric. He's on the campus at Virginia Tech. At least 22 dead, 28 injured in one of those goddamn school shootings. Eric is on the campus. How are you, Eric? You're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
I was I'm an alumni and recently moved back, and I work for Virginia Tech now. Kind of surreal here. Seems to, everything's in lockdown. They just told me that I should go home for the day. So campus is closed for the rest of the day. Classes are canceled tomorrow. It's really, I don't know. It's hard to describe what the feeling is.
It's shock when something like that happens. It's absolute shock.
And it's one thing if you're going to a school in a big city, but it's a small college town. Kind of got the bohemian vibe thing.
Sure.
So it's, I'm originally a Jersey boy, just like Eastside Dave. And it's like I moved back down here, and it was like, oh, okay, well, I don't have to deal with, shootings and bombs anymore, and geez. So.
All right, Eric, take care of yourself, my friend.
Yeah, take it easy.
Peace out. Sorry about that, Bobo. I was just checking on him. Well, you got yourself in a hell of a spot out of nowhere, Bobo.
Yeah, the final point I was making is, there's so much bitterness, and after this, I don't know, it seems to me the way I feel right now is like the final nails in the coffin, and maybe we should just, do what we got to do to split up. But the way it's being dealt with is crazy, and
it always is. I never really don't know about people that aren't crazy when they're going through a divorce or even a breakup, for that matter.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna let some people want to call and help you out here. Here's Matt. Matt, you're on Ron and Fez.
Bobo, I think you need to go talk to a lawyer, like, after you hang up with the phone. That's important, brother. You have a kid to deal with. She just can't take your name off of all this shit, man. You need to go seriously and lay everything on the line to a lawyer.
Thank you very much. Here is Scott. Scott, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, Bobo, I'm sorry to hear about that. First of all, I'd say get a lawyer. Don't move out of the house. Once she gets you out of the house, you aren't coming back. And it's really, you need to get legal advice. And I'm going through a divorce right now myself. And mine was my choice, and I think I made the right choice. But looking back on everything that's transpired, definitely get a lawyer, get everything documented, and don't ever touch her. Don't be alone with her, because if she's as crazy as you said she is, she could call and have you hauled off and arrested.
Believe it or not, that's already happened once.
Yeah, well, she starts establishing that precedent, and you're going to be in a world of hurt there. It's going to be tough for you to come out of that, but definitely get a lawyer, and always keep in mind that you need to look out for yourself and treat this as a big fight.
Yeah, it is going to be a battle. There's no way around it. I wish I could tell you something different, but you got to get your stuff. and you got to get whatever, you can work out with your daughter.
Yeah, I'm just not a big lawyer guy. I was hoping maybe if I called in there, there'd be some kind of lawyer that would call. My father was a lawyer. My father died years ago.
You need a lawyer in where, Maryland?
Yeah, I live in Baltimore, right?
Okay. Here's Tim. Tim, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hi, Ron. Hi, Fez. Yeah, Bobo needs to be quiet and not say anything about blowing his brains out. That's going to destroy his custody battle. Unless there's been some order against him, he probably needs to take his child and get out of the house now and get into a safe place and start proceedings.
So you think he should take the girl?
What's that?
He should take the child.
If there's no order against him, yes.
Bobo, what do you feel about that one?
I think that's a little too extreme. I think that I'm afraid I'd be accused of abduction or something. I mean, when my wife said, if you don't leave in 60 days, I'm leaving, and I assume that meant taking my daughter, I thought, to me, that's abduction. I know the favoritism towards women versus men in divorces, at least in the South, makes, that kind of stuff really slanted. But I don't know if I could just take her and go off somewhere.
Your wife didn't make that clear to you on if she was wanting full custody of your daughter?
She said I could have, she said I could have any kind of, visitation I wanted. Now, visitation and custody aren't the same thing.
Right.
So, she might have been kind of...
She ain't the judge anyway. It's not up to her.
Right. If there's no case filed, you have just as much custody rights as your wife does.
Yeah. But
so if there's no case filed, that's why probably you should be the first one to get a case filed and show that she's unfit to be a mother at this point.
All right, thanks, Tim. Wow, look.
All right.
Does that freak you out when you hear stuff like that, Bobo?
Yeah, I don't want to be that ugly. I am trying to be calm and cool. I mean, I was a little explosive early yesterday just because it was like getting hit. I was totally sucker punched with
Absolutely, sure.
But, now I have to consider my daughter in all aspects of this. I'm afraid, that she's going to end up just completely psychologically destroyed.
Bill, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, Bobo, you got to start thinking like a woman. She's the major bread earner. You change the locks when she's at work. You get a lawyer. You sue her for alimony and do what women have been doing for men for many, many years.
That is true. I mean, Bobo, the thing is, you do have a right in that partnership.
Yeah.
And basically,
she doesn't see it that way, but
you've kind of taken what you're telling us, the traditional mother role.
Yeah, I am, effectively my daughter's mother.
Yeah.
And it sounds like, according to the advice we're getting here, you are going to have to do some sort of fighting against your wife.
Yeah, I mean, I know everything's a struggle to a degree. I really cringe at, the notion of slander. I mean, I guess it's not slander if it's founded. I don't want it to be, an ugly thing for the sake of my child.
We know that. Hey, Lee, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, he's got to stay sober, Bobo. I'm going through the same thing, and I sobered up, bud. You got to stay sober. And you know what? She just told you this yesterday. It's going to take about a week, then it's going to really hit you. Right. 17 years. After 10 years, I got 3 beautiful kids, and my wife did the same thing. And it's going to hit you. It didn't hit you yet, man. I don't care what you say.
I kind of agree with that. Like the broken heart thing, it always comes in waves. Even you're over it, and the next thing you know, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, you're making a fucking phone call.
That's it. You get up in the middle of the night because you can't sleep, because you just want to be, the happily married family, and you just can't be it anymore. But you got to toughen up, you got to suck it up, and you got to stay sober no matter what you do, because if you start doing anything other than being yourself, it's going to be bad for you, bro.
Good stuff, Lee.
Do the right thing.
Appreciate it. Lil, how long did it take you to get over your last heartbreak? Be honest with us.
I'd say 6 months. Really? It was long, yeah.
What was the thing that finally did it for you?
I think when I finally saw him with his girlfriend, I was like, okay, it's done. It's over. Let it go.
Isn't that funny? Sometimes it's like when you see just how pedestrian they are together, instead of in your mind they're like James Bond. And they're just riding jet skis and they're having fun. And then when you just see the fucking two of them, going through a cafeteria with trays, you're like, oh,
yeah,
they're both fucking ham and egger. They're both wearing matching golf shirts. Who gives two fucks?
Exactly. So that was it. Then that was when I finally was like, okay, it's done. I'm over it.
And then you need a little something new, too.
Yeah.
Instead of, you needed to get rid of that pressure.
And I did, but...
I gotta run some pressure off. You tried to freak him out by walking around with a black guy. It just didn't work. Hey, Larry. Larry, you're on Ron and Fez. Go ahead, Larry.
Yeah, I just want to tell Bobo to make sure on his life insurance policies that he has all that shit straightened out. Because trust me, if he doesn't have it straightened out before the divorce is final, he will be, seriously fucked.
All right.
For sure.
Yeah, it sounds like you got to check everything. Credit cards, all that stuff.
Yeah, it's totally overwhelming. I mean, I was up all night last night just thinking about this stuff, and I know it hasn't completely soaked in yet, but it's the first day of this alleged 60-day clock, and I know my mission for today was going to be to, one way or another, get in touch with a lawyer, and just say, here's what's going on, and then just sit and listen to, the litany of things I probably need to do.
You said your family has a lot of lawyers in it, right?
Well, my father was a lawyer, and he was a pretty well-known, esteemed guy. It's kind of ironic, a guy like me is his kid, but I can probably drop his name, or get in touch with my mother and say, I need a divorce lawyer, and there's probably somebody who knows him who I can, talk to.
And you know what? I might be going against the grain here, but I'm not real big on, I think the kid goes with the mom and you just give it a wave. And, bite the bullet. And just go, hey, maybe you'll get a new dad. But I had a great time while we were here. And when you're 18, I'd love to get a call from you.
Yeah, that's rough. I mean, you'd be amazed if you heard my kid. She's going to be 12 in a month.
All right, so you can take anything at that age. I mean, let's face it, acne and braces are coming. So that toughens you up.
She talks like me. She thinks like me. She has my sense of humor. She's my kid. I mean, she's like the center of my heart. She's the product of me.
Here's my thing, Bobo. Make sure she gets an email, Addie, from you.
Yeah.
Because you are going to send her Christmas and birthday. Can you put that on some kind of an automatic where that will just send it automatically from your computer?
Oh, yeah, you can time those.
Yeah, because that's what I do with my kids. And then my outside children I have nothing to do with. I remember saying to this one boy, what are you talking about? You look nothing like me. And I'm looking at my, 7th grade picture. I mean, he literally was like my 7th grade picture walked in. And I yelled, what? You definitely don't have any Bennington blood in you. You have none. And I literally felt like I had somehow went back in time and was standing in the mirror. But I kept my cool. I just lied right to his face. And you know what it cost me? Nothing. And that's what I'm telling you, Bobo.
Well, I guess out of sight, out of mind,
Exactly. That's what I always say. Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Bobo, hang in.
And then the other thing is he's babbling about something about needing a kidney, this kid. Like, what? Huh? Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, Bobo. The way to go about getting a lawyer instead of going through the phone book and all that is just call your local county bar association and tell them you need a divorce lawyer, and they'll give you a list of decent names in the area. That's the easiest way to get a lawyer lately.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
Sorry you're going through all this, Bobo. By the way, if you're just tuning in, terrible school shooting in Virginia Tech. At least 22 dead, 28 injured. The suspect is dead, and then another suspect taken into custody. Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, what's going on?
Yeah.
Just wanted to give Bobo some advice. He needs to file a temporary custody suit, and he'll get his daughter. But I have one question. How old is his daughter?
She's going to be 12, Bobo?
Yeah, she's going to be 12 May 5th.
Yeah, you can't walk away from her. I got 2 little kids. I just went through a divorce, got divorced. Was final December 18th, and it took every bit of about 10 months.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a struggle, and it's a fight, and you're gonna be overwhelmed, and there's more that you didn't know that's gonna come about and hit you in the face. But you need to file a temporary custody right now. You need to call a lawyer, get a temporary custody filed, and if she wants you out of the house, that's fine. She can have you removed from the house. Go willingly, but then make sure you tell your lawyer that you're not responsible for any of the mortgage payment. And if she defaults within 60 days, then she's null and void from anything in the home. So
thank you very much.
That's a little bit of advice I have.
All right, peace.
I was wondering, at 12 years old, is that old enough where they'll ask the kid's opinion about where she would want to live?
She's a minor, so I don't think minors get to decide anything, do they?
Well, I mean, like a 15 or 16-year-old would, but I don't know if 12 would be old enough that a judge would ask that.
I don't even know why a 16-year-old would get to make a decision.
Well, I think they would. I don't think it's the decision. I think it's the opinion.
When my dad tried to get custody of me when I was 13, I had to go before like a family court judge, and they said, "Who do I want to live with?" And I said, "My mom." So I had the decision when I was 13 to who I wanted to live with.
What'd your dad say when you did that?
He didn't even show up for the hearing. Like, I never met him in my life, and then he filed for custody out of the blue.
That must have freaked you out.
Yeah, it did.
A stranger now wants to take you away from your mom.
That's scary.
Yeah, that's what I used to pray for. Let a stranger come here and take me away. I used to hope that it would be Jackie Gleason, and I would just go out and live the life I was supposed to as the Great One Junior. Here's Tony. Tony, you're on Ron and Fez.
What's happening, fellas?
Yeah.
Hey, I got a good buddy who went to Virginia Tech, and he's been in touch with the people up there. He says that what they're saying up there is that a citizen, for lack of a better term, was driving around and saw what was going on in the engineering building and went in and killed the gunman, that it wasn't even the police that killed him, that it was like a student or some in the area who grabbed their own gun.
There's
and
a guy
went
off the
killed
street.
The shooter.
Yeah.
Well,
that must be the Old West. That fucking place sounds like Dodge City.
Yeah, one of the scrolls on CNN was saying police are investigating whether the gunman took his own life or not.
Well, that would have nothing to do with that last story then. Somebody went there and just got him so depressed he killed himself, which I believe if you kept me on the phone long enough with him, I'd be able to have him turn the gun on himself. Radio Shark wants to help you, Bobo. Hey, Radio Shark. Oh, you hung up. Here's Keith. Keith, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, hey, Bobo, what state do you live in?
Maryland.
I was going to say in Illinois, children at the age of 12 can decide which parent they want to live with.
So move to Illinois real quick.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Bobo, do you really want the kid full time?
You know, I could, yeah. I think I would. You know, I mean, she's been really my principal responsibility in life for, you know, as long as she's been alive.
You're starting to remind me of Will Smith with that little boy walking around.
Pursuit of Happiness.
No, I meant in real life. Nothing to do with his movies.
Oh.
This is a rough one, Bobo.
It is. I mean, it is fucking me up. It's kicking my ass all night long. Just the wheel spinning. I mean, I am thinking my way through and trying to, figure out what to do and have a little bit of a plan. And I don't know, where I'm going to end up feeling. And, I didn't mean to diminish what's going on at that school. It's just... No,
absolutely not, Bobo.
It just like triggered something about how feelings go out of control, the people get powerless against their will. It's a devastating thing, and I'm just gonna for.
All right, Bobo, I know you're a little bit in shock, so we'll check back up with you to see how this thing is going along, okay?
Okay, thanks.
All right, my buddy.
Take care, pal.
Guys. Bye-bye.
Peace. Poor bastard. Women.